We are live now.
We are live, y'all.
Now we have to share that shit.
But don't show our pretty faces yet.
No, because all they're gonna see is us looking down at our phones.
All right. So what's going on, y'all? Yeah, it's late. It's 4:35.
That's my fault.
And
I'll take the blame.
I can't gonna blame it on you. I mean, it's life. It's called life.
It's called naps in the middle of the
That's what I'm
day.
saying. Life takes over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I wasn't tired. Shit. I do my challenge. I do my PT, and it is what it is. I be tired at the end of the day. By the end of it, by 5 o'clock, if to me, my body is like, you gotta do anything else. You gotta shut down. You gotta, uh,
Yep, I'm starting my life.
but
There we
I
go.
mean, it's Friday. I think everybody feels like that, uh, on Friday. I know my wife is upstairs happy because she don't got to work. What's going on, everybody? It's Crockett and Tubbs. It's one of those days. This is one of those days. Yes, we have those Fridays where we don't want to do this shit too. But
Exactly. I was just taking a nap, but look, I got your shirt on.
yes, I like that. I like to see.
So let's jump
Something
right
that
into it. We were talking about Rashad Brooks, right?
yes.
And um, and how it was a controversial shooting. And you made the comment that people should just, when the cop tells them to do something, they
I
should
mean,
just do it.
that's just
That's agreed.
that
You know,
is the number one thing that you should do is comply when the cop says, "I get it," but that's just always rule number one. Like when you get a handbook and they have notes and warnings in it. Rule number one: follow what the instructions are. Whether it's a nice cop, bad cop, you don't know what the cop is. Just when he tell you to do stuff, just follow what he asks. If you already coming off your hip, blazing saddles, and blah 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 blah, yapping up at the mouth, how would you expect anybody to take it? You know what I'm saying? Before they even get a chance to even say anything, you're already at 100.
yeah.
You're already 38 hot.
My unbiased opinion of that shooting is that I think that the guy followed all the procedures that were laid out for him by his department. But when I saw those two guys try to put that man in handcuffs and saw the complete mess that ensued when he resisted, they looked like monkeys fucking a football. And I was like, Jesus Christ, are you shitting? I was just watching it like, Jesus Christ, are
How
you
is that
shitting me
possible?
right now?
How is that possible?
Yeah, I'm just looking at it going like, how the fuck can these
No, no, I'm
guys
saying,
not?
how is that possible? Two monkeys having sex with a football. There's no holes.
One on each side, I guess. But yeah, they looked like monkeys fucking a football, and I was disgusted by how bad, how easy it was for this drunk guy who was literally just sleeping. A drunk guy, an overweight drunk guy that was sleeping.
now,
You couldn't get
now
him to
I
the
can say
ground.
this: if you're in Wendy's drive-through and you're drunk, you should not be in your car. Period. Like I don't care what anybody have to say to me, but I'm gonna always say this: you put yourself in the situations. Like if you know you're getting drunk, why would you get in the car? If you know you're about to have sex, why you not gonna have no condom? Like stuff like that. Just I get upset and I get a little bit upset about. Oh, I get it. Nobody should be killed on the things they get pulled over for, regardless, minor incidences, minor traffic tickets. I get it. But at the end of the day, it's the actions you take after you get pulled over or whatever. It's how you conduct yourself. If you want to look like an ass and idiot and make people think you're hostile, that's how you're going to approach the situation before they even get to question number one. You already up there. So I just don't. I don't. I can agree to disagree. I mean, that's the most logical thing for me because I understand that people should not be treated the way they are, namely black people, but just people in general. It wasn't. I mean, majority of the deaths have been from blacks coming to black people, but everybody has touched the police brutality. But all I'm saying is, if and I feel bad that the guy died in the parking lot of Wendy's getting some food, but at the same time, he was drunk. He shouldn't have been driving his car. If he did not drink, or if he didn't drive his car wherever he was at, the person that was with him that knew he was out drunk is a bad friend to let him even get in the car drunk, first of all. Two, the guy should have known, he should have had a plan of action. If he knew he was going to get drunk, have somebody. I always go out with somebody. I never just go out by myself, especially if I'm drinking. And that's just before I walk out my house, I got to have a plan of action. Before that way, if something happens, at least I know I talked about it with myself or with somebody else. Like, all right, if I'm gonna get drunk, here's the keys of the car, drive me home. Or if we both get drunk, just make sure one of us call a Lyft and handle it, like leave the car. Like, a lot of people don't want to leave their cars at the establishment, so they try to find somebody that's designated driver,
right,
to drive.
But yeah, all that. Don't resist the police. All of that. But I'll be honest with you, those two cops, they got to learn to fight. I mean, well, I don't know if they're ever going to have the chance now because they
They're
charged
gonna
him.
learn how to fight in jail.
He charged him with
I mean,
murder.
at the end of the day, it's bad to be a cop, whether you're trying to do it for a good cause or you're trying to do it for something positive for yourself or your career. And it's bad to be a cop as a bad cop, because at the end of the day, bad cops going to jail and they got to deal with the people that you probably put in jail. And good cops, or people that want to be a cop, for when they was little kids, they want to be a cop, they're heroes and all that. You're going to an outfit that's already got a bad name for yourself. So let's say, my question to my friends that out there, if I today say I want to be a cop and I put that uniform on, how would y'all look at me? You know what I'm saying? Would y'all, oh, I can't stand cops, but I know Jesse, he's a cool dude, but he's a cop, so I can't stand him. And if you ever see me, would y'all talk to me the same way y'all talk to these dudes when they get pulled over with tickets? Would y'all, especially if y'all see me, but if I got to do my job, knowing a person like the dude with the dreads, he was driving, he got pulled over. The cop was asking him, put your hands up, and he was, the one black chick was like, it's unnecessary, it's unnecessary. The guy got pulled over because he was driving 100 miles per hour. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who this was.
It was recent. He didn't get shot, and but they did tackle him to the ground and everything. The girl, the whole time, she was saying, is that all necessary? Is that necessary? The guy, the entire time, the cop, like, it's so many different footage of it, like 2 different footages, but he asked for the license, and then he didn't. He asked him, the guy said, why'd you pull me over? He never got a chance to get to it. And then the guy started fidgeting, turn around all fast and turn around. And the cop, what do you think the cop gonna do? He gonna pull out. I think he had his taser out or whatever. He pulled something out. He was pointing at him, and he had his hands up. He said, I ain't doing that. I'm just gonna stand right here. And he said, why'd you pull me over? Because he was like, you doing 100 some plus miles per hour when I saw you. And then he didn't say nothing. He was like, oh, that's bullshit. He was already
Right. Ready
pissed
to
off.
fight.
He was already pissed off because he got pulled over. If you dirty, if you know you're doing something wrong, just take the ticket. That's all I said. Just take the ticket. If you want to fight this shit, fight it in court. I mean, who wants to sit on the side of the road for 10, 15 minutes? You know how they're going to keep you out there. Then you got everybody looking at you, probably got their phones out, slowing down track, just to see what the hell's going on.
All right, two things. One, Rob Kahn, shut up. Second, a message to women who film. A message to women who film these incidents.
Here we go.
Can you just, if you're gonna film it, like, can you do this? Just film it like that. Number one, but number two, I mean, I guess the first one isn't as important, but number two, can you just shut the fuck up? Like, seriously, bro. Like, girlfriends and wives, when they start filming.
I mean, that's emotions. That's just, I understand. I understand, because I know if I'm just filming something, People want their 15 minutes, but at the same time, people just like to be heard. If I know I got an attitude problem, I'm that flamboyant type of dude, and just be out there jerseying, doing that Nork stuff. When I get on camera, you don't think if I see something that I don't want to see or I'm pissed off about, I'm not going to act the fool on my camera. I'm not going to say some things to the person that I'm looking at and viewing it. And then after I record all this stuff, I'm gonna probably say, "Nah, I look like a damn idiot. I'm like a damn fool. Look how I'm acting." That's what I would say, because I don't like to embarrass myself. When you're on camera, you don't think about that kind of stuff. You don't think about, oh, how do I sound? Oh, do I sound like an idiot? Do I want to jump in? Do I want to do this? Blah, blah, blah. Once that's done, and you look back, I look back at everything I go live on. From these TV, from this, I watch this. I watch my challenges just so I can see.
If you look like an idiot,
no. I only do that. I do it just so I can see what I can do to make myself better the next time I get on there. What didn't I say, or how can I? Okay, I like to address the crowd this way. I want to act like it's like this, and I want to do this. But when I see these people reactions on camera, some of it be all over the place. Some of it be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't even say. Sometimes they're actually defending the person that's being harassed or whatever. It's like, is that like that girl said, is that necessary? Is that necessary? Blah, blah, blah. But your man he drove 100+ miles. That's necessary when he's acting.
I'm just
like
saying
that.
In general, bro. Like, I'm not even talking about like specific political things. I just like when women film anything, just and there's like, you know, like a fight breaking out or some action going down. Like, you always got to listen to their shit. Oh my God, stop. It's just like, shut up. You're in your, it's like they're right there in your ear, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's I feel what you're saying. I get what you're saying. And like I said,
it's just me.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you like I always say, instead of just standing there yapping, you know, not jump in, because you're gonna be more susceptible getting that knee in the back of your back or whatever. You're gonna get tased and sprayed or whatever. But I mean, hell, call 911. What they say? If I know I'm getting pulled over, right? I don't know the guy behind me. Know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call 911, because now they got to come to me. They got to come to my response, my call. I think I got pulled. I'm about to get pulled over. I don't trust this cop. I'm fearing for my life. I say that they're coming to my aid. I'm just saying. So that way,
you could just be like, I don't know if the guy behind me is a real cop.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've seen. I'm not lying. I don't have to lie. I could just prepare myself for whatever's about to happen. As long as I say I need help, I think somebody's following me, I'm fearing for my life, blah, 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 whatever. I'm not lying. I'm not false report, because once that cop, whoever they send to my location, you guys that pulled me over, cool. Now they can't try to figure out, unless they talk, hey, we on no scene, or we already over here. No. I got a call to come.
I don't know if that's such a solid plan, but
I watched this video. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, a black cop got pulled over by a cop, and he said he was so scared because the cop didn't care if he was a cop, white cop, black cop. He didn't care if he was a cop. He said, do you have any knives, weapons in the car? Once that guy said yes, the cop reached for his weapon, put his hand on his hip quickly. Mm-hmm. The entire time. The cop said once he drove off and everything like that, he told him, he said, I understand how y'all feel. This cop says this. Black cop said, he said, I understand exactly how you feel. Only thing I can say is just do what the cops say. This is what he said. Just do everything what the cop says. And this is what he says. The best thing to do, I wouldn't say it because I haven't heard it, is to call 911 if you feel that your life is in danger with another cop. This is what he said. Another cop says, call 911 because they have to come to your location. You reported you call. So when they show up, they're coming to your aid. That way, whether something happens or not, you have a witness that's coming to your aid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the cops that's pulling you over, they could be some dirty cops. You never know. But now, if you know, okay, I got about a good a quarter mile. If I'm not on a highway, I know I could probably get somebody in better in the city. Because the highway, highway cops, state troopers, they typically know each other. They go from 1 mile and they're gonna meet the other guy at the other mile. That's how it works. You inside the city limits, okay. You got a faster way of getting response time. But now, since all these cops is quitting, I don't know if that's gonna be a good idea.
Yeah, what do you think about
cops
that?
out there. I heard of one of them police scanners.
Atlanta, right?
I think it was in Atlanta. A police scanner, somebody, the dispatcher was on, and she was calling. She was reporting that it was, I think they called, I forgot the code, but it's a person with a weapon. And that code came up, and all you heard was silence. Silence. And she came back over and said it again. It's a code 65 is whatever the code is, and continuously to be quiet. This is at the time of them quitting on the shift change.
Yeah.
So it's kind of scary to say that, wow, it's some cities out there you can't even call 911 to even get a response if you need help. So I guess from the last episode we did in Seattle, that Chaz is like, these vigilantes are out there giving protection to these small business owners, saying that you pay us, we'll protect your store because there's no cops around. Well, it's cops in Seattle, but they'll let them to do this. But just imagine in some places there's no cops and they're quitting. That's what's going on. That's kind of scary to say, I'm gonna trust some guy that I don't know that's walking around with an AK or some of these Call of Duty weapons, and I'm gonna pay him to protect my store from the rioters that's coming in. Like, I don't. That's like you're paying taxes already, and then you got to pay some other group like the mob bosses to protect your store, and you got to give them a cut of what that's some TV shit. That's some movie shit. That's some. It's unheard of to see where we're at right now in our society and how things are becoming, but it's just crazy just to think about it. Like, I'm looking at some apocalypse now type shit, and like the ruins of these cities is about to come down, caving in, and we fending for ourselves, and there's no law enforcement. And like I said, it's scary to think about it.
That's what a lot of people. That's what a lot of people want, though, is they want no law enforcement. It's crazy. Here we go. Hey, we got a call. You log this into your call number.
Oh, I'm not saying it. I'm trust me, I'm on it.
All right, I'm just making sure.
I'm not the one. I own the store, so I'm not the one asking for free merch. So y'all people out there need to be tracking on how many people coming in, because Bill Murphy counts, y'all. He's not. He counts as somebody chiming in. So don't be the one to sit and let everybody come in, and then the first time you want to come in is get some free shit, because that might not work. That's not fair. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool. So if y'all gonna come watch the show and check it out, don't come check it out for a free shirt. Check it out, chime in, put your 2 cents, get your 15 seconds of fame, whatever. Come on for 10 minutes and talk.
Oh, the shirts are cool though.
Don't just come on a show and make yourself known to get a free shirt. So
see what's happening, Mr. Murphy.
Yeah, sure, Bill. Bill.
Well, first off, I want to offer a little sponsorship because I want to support the cause. So, we'll talk about that after. But
damn, I feel happy right now.
There you go. But the only point I want to make is this: everybody's saying defund the police, just like a lot of people say defund the military. Now, look, I believe in non-aggression with foreign policy. So if somebody don't attack us, I don't want us to attack them. Right. And with the police, if there's no victim to a crime, is there really a crime? However, if I'm not saying defund the military just because I believe in non-aggression. I want a good, strong military. I want our military people to have what they need and be able to do their jobs. And just like with the police, so everybody got to be careful what they ask for. You might get it.
Right. True that. Because the grass ain't always green on the other side.
Right. Last time I
Mm.
checked, I called the police when bad shit happened.
Yeah. I mean, for me to call the police, like it got to really be something that I can't handle. Like,
Well, here's my
I
point.
gotta
I
really
live in a
be
rural
like about
area.
to scream and
The
yell
last
like a
time
little
I called
kid.
the police, I had a guy threatening to kill himself
Yeah,
over
something like
social
that.
media,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Fuck." I probably made the guy like this crazy. Like I kind of made him a little crazy, and then next thing I know, he's like talking about suicide. So I was like, "Ah, fuck."
Well, we know you can't be the
I
negotiator.
felt responsible, so I called the
we
cops.
know we know you can't be no negotiator.
Poor guy got Baker acted.
So I live in a rural area, and me and my neighbors kind of look out for each other. So if I have a problem, I call my neighbor. He comes over with his rifle, whatever. And if he got a problem, I come over. And then we call the police too, but it might be 30 minutes before the police arrive. So we handle things ourselves, but we still call the police. And all I'm saying, if you defund the police where I live, does that 30 minutes for the ambulance and the police become an hour? 30 minutes is enough.
True. I'm sorry, I'm looking at my phone and seeing what's popping up. But the defunding, you don't gotta give them $0. Everybody needs money. Everybody gotta get budgeted. But the amount of money that they give you, they don't get the military that much. I mean they do, but I've never seen the books. But when they threw that number out there for the cops, $150 million, you know, that's crazy. I mean, the military didn't get that much because some of the vehicles, I know when I got my hand receipt, just the vehicles that I was in charge of, that I was responsible for, total more than 1.5.
Yeah,
Well,
like one thing that I think. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, Bill. One thing I think is odd. Like, does like a rural town in fucking Kentucky or Alabama need like let's say it's, I don't know, bumfuck Kentucky, right? With a population of fucking 1,000 people. Does that police department really need a tank? You know what I'm talking about? What's that?
I want a tank. I'd like to have one.
Yeah, what shit, man? Who wouldn't want a tank? This motherfucker drove them tanks. I'm just saying. I got a driver and everything, bro. I'm good.
Now we got a
That's right.
But seriously though, like what is a small town police department like that small need a tank? Like, you don't need every department having a tank. You know what I mean? Like, I could see LA SWAT, like something like that, or New York SWAT, Chicago SWAT. I get those guys having fucking hardware.
I mean,
but like, dude, come on, bumfuck Alabama or someplace. They don't need hardware like that.
I think they deserve a Bobcat. Give them a little bit.
Bobcat.
Give them a little bit of something. Give them a little cage they can sit inside. But for a small town, I mean, the only thing they'll probably get obviously is cars. For if they crime rate, they go off what the crime rate is. If the crime rate ain't so big, especially on a small town, they won't get that much. They won't get funded. That fund comes from Newark, New Jersey, California, the big inner cities, Chicago, Detroit, all them cities that got high crime. They need that money so they can get new weapons, new body shields, new vehicles, put all this high tech stuff. They need that high tech stuff. That's what that. You can't find a small, even a mid-level police department getting funded that much money. Because you can look at their supplies and their vehicles and see, okay, yeah, y'all don't have that much.
Jesse, here's another point. It's another idea. Sometimes people criticize service people because they had to go someplace. But the service people didn't wake up one day and say, yeah, I want to go over there and I want to cause a ruckus. They got ordered to go. They did their duty. They'd go. And like the police. So if we look at the police and say, oh, look at this, they're busting people for pot. Well, change the law. You change the law, you don't get the call.
Right. And they did that here. Yeah. They brought that down. First it was you got a blunt in your car, you got any kind of bag, whatever, you getting arrested. It doesn't matter. You're getting a big offense.
So let me throw a couple questions at Bill here. So I've seen these Second Amendment challenge videos, or I forget what they're actually called on YouTube. Audit. They call them Second Amendment audit or First Amendment audit videos. And you get these guys, usually jackasses, but they have a point. Their point is that one, like say if it's a First Amendment audit, they'll sorry. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy, for the help. Say a First Amendment auditor will go up to like a police station and start filming the police station, right? They know that someone's going to come out and be like, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And then they're like, "Oh, I don't have to answer questions. Do you suspect me of committing a crime? Am I being detained right now?" And then it's just like they're doing that. They're doing that whole thing, just to
being
make
dicks, but they're doing a test. Do I have my rights or not?
right. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. Right. It's exactly what they're doing. Do I have my rights or not? But then you get these Second Amendment guys, right? In open carry states that are doing it. Like a guy was walking down. See, this is one that I saw that I was like, damn.
I think if you say the same thing, I was about to.
This guy had a gun on his back and he's walking down the street and the cops pull him over and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm getting my mail," or some shit like that. He's just doing some task. And they're like, "But you have a rifle." And he's like, "Yeah, it's not against the law." But they'll keep you detained and they'll keep, you know what I mean? We got to make sure that you're not a crazy person. How do we know that you have a gun or a license for that rifle and yada, yada, yada. And like part of me feels like if I was approached, I would just cooperate because like I get what they're doing. Somebody called the cops, they're freaking out. But at the same time, the other part of me is thinking, no, we got to train the public to get used to seeing this kind of shit. Because that's the real problem. Is if I'm walking down the street, 9 people are gonna with a gun on my back, 9 people are gonna call the cops. Now, here it would be normal for them to do that because we don't have open carry laws. But if we were in an open carry state and I had a gun on my back, why are people calling the cops?
It's touchy and things. Reality is bizarre because most of the firearm deaths are handguns, not rifles in any case. So the handgun, the thing you can put in your pocket, that's where a lot of the deaths come from. And I can understand why if somebody was walking down the street with an AR-15, that they might be concerned. On the other hand, like I know that people buy AR-15s because it's an inexpensive rifle, it's a reliable rifle, and the ammunition is very cheap. It fires a NATO round. And I also think, I'm I guess a purist or an extremist because I think if a felon has served his time or her time, when they get out, their firearm rights should be restored because they got a right to protect themselves too, or go hunting or whatever. So I don't have a good answer for that other than to say that it's a touchy subject because the truth is if somebody wants to cause a ruckus and they got a pretty good vehicle, they can start running people over.
Yeah,
that's just as good as a rifle.
True.
Yep. If they want to cause a ruckus.
So now to jump to add on to what y'all been talking about for what you just said. I don't know what video you saw, but the video I saw similar to that, but it was here in Florida. I believe it was in a Miami area. 3 guys, white guys, walking with fishing poles, going fishing. And all 3 had rifles.
That's legal.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna say it. The cops. I mean, they had a swarm of cops pull them over. They were saying, "Where y'all going? We're going fishing right over here." He said, "You're walking around with a rifle." He said, "It's not against the law."
That's right.
But my thing is, and I have a weapon. I have a gun. But if I'm in a state just like Texas, and my Texas license is good here. In Texas are concealed and open. So you can go either way there. You don't find that weirdness if, like I did when I got my gun license in Texas. I'm not going to lie to you. Every day I walked, I had my gun showing because I wanted that person to second guess to approach me to try to rob me or do whatever. You making that decision. But I have a decision. Well, do I want to show my gun or do I want to conceal it? That's a choice in Texas. Here, you got to conceal it. So if I see somebody with a rifle, it's supposed to be concealed. By my law of knowing the law here is concealment.
Do you have Bill? Do you have the Florida statutes at your hand?
Well, I can.
I'm just curious because I think in the Florida statute, it says if you're on your way hunting or fishing, you can be open carrying in Florida.
I've heard that point raised before, and I have to check. I will need to check the statute, but on the next, I can come back on the next one and report if you want. But we should really check that.
That's what I'm saying. That's just the how they call it, the gray area. If it's concealment, and I have a rifle walking to the beach to go fishing at the pier, so I can shoot some sharks if I see them. How is that right? How am I wrong or right if it's concealed state? But if I show my Glock, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. But this guy is walking down the street with a rifle on. They got rifle cases. They got every gun has a case for it.
Yeah,
So
I mean, this
why-
is a really interesting discussion because, so for instance, when I go hunting, everybody's got a rifle on their back, and I'm not nervous about it. I mean, I'm when I'm aware I'm in the presence of people with firearms, I'm on a heightened alert, but I'm not nervous about it. And when I'm out and about outside of my house, I'm on a heightened alert. And when I'm in my house and I hear a noise, I'm on heightened alert. So, I mean, I don't have a good answer for that. I mean,
Right.
shit.
It's weird now. It's like, I grew up in the 80s, somebody came over, like somebody knocked on the door. I was like, "Ooh, somebody's here." I'd run to the door, see who's there. Now somebody knocks on the door and I'm not expecting that shit. I'm like, somebody's here. Get the gun.
Yeah.
Because it's fucking weird, man. Why are people knocking on your door? It's not like it used to be. People don't just drop by anymore.
I think it's more the state of mind that we're in, because the state can be, concealment, whatever, but the first time somebody has a gun, oh my God, he's a criminal. Oh my God, he's gonna kill somebody. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It's just the hystericalness of people because of the state that we're in right now. You can't, I gotta look it up, but I know my license is good, I think, in 42 states. I can't go nowhere in the East Coast up north with my gun.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Unless
'cause
I think it's only one. I think it's one of a few
Don't
states
go to
up
New
north.
Jersey. New Jersey's
Yeah,
tough.
New Jersey's not. New York is not.
I
Maine.
heard of a guy who had his gun license and he was literally moving from like someplace down south to like Maine. And he had all his guns in his trunk and he was pulled over in New Jersey and caught like all kinds of felonies. And he's like, I don't know how that ever came out, but it's like, bro, you can't even pass through Jersey with guns.
Jersey's
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't, that's what, because Jersey, from a cop, what the cop told me, I said, so anywhere below the Mason-Dixon line, you walk in my house, I can kill you dead and where you stand at. But I can't do that in Jersey. Somebody can break in my house and do whatever. If I killed them in my house because they broke in, I will go to jail.
That's fucked up.
And below the Mason-Dixon line or the southern states, if you walk out my house and I shoot you in the grass, I can go to jail because you're out the property, you're out the house. You've been, like they said, once he walk off your steps, he's out your house. He's leaving. If he's leaving and you still engaged, you will go to jail. This is what Texas told me. A
Now,
sheriff that.
You've lived in Texas,
Mhm.
and you've lived in southern states,
Mhm.
like Florida being one of any other southern states.
Texas and here are the only two really southern
How
states.
about up north?
Living Jersey,
All
Me,
right.
Connecticut.
All right.
Jersey, Delaware for college, but yeah, Jersey and Delaware.
So, Jesse, would you say that Texas or the Florida, for example, is more or less or the same racist as Jersey?
You talking about like racism or just racism? I can't say all of. I just can say just my area is predominantly black. Not really. I mean, and I'm just saying this because I can honestly say this. Black people are the coolest people that you can ever meet. You ain't gonna really find too many black people.
Disagree.
Well, that's what all my
No,
black
I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm just saying that the people that I've come in contact with, blacks, whites, everybody, just black people in general are cool. They're so cool. You ain't gonna find a speck of racism, hatred against a black person. We like everybody. We cool. Why you think a lot of back in the day, white people want to be like black people? Because we were so cool. We dress cool. We talk cool. Our slang, everybody wanted to be like us. But there is some people that's black, and they bring down that name. They bring down what we have. But overall, as far as being a person that I can get along with, I haven't met nobody yet, and I'm 46, that I came in contact with. Just, hey, what's going on? Da, da, da. They never once said nothing bad to me. If I just came up and say, hey, what's going on? You got the time? Or it's a nice day today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm going to come back to this racism question, but now I got to go on a tangent because of where you went. Mm-hmm. When we watch the Dave Chappelle show, we see that in his special on how different people respond to different music, the black people respond to drums, but the Hispanics have the drums, but they also have the electric piano. So is it possible that Hispanics are even more chill and more cool than black people?
I would say yes, because I say yes, and it's more similar because to me, for my opinion, Hispanics and blacks, the music that we have, blacks have hip hop, R&B. Hispanic people have
women. You see where he went?
Hispanic people have the merengue, the salsa, all that music.
I don't mean to get you in trouble with Lisa, but you like them Hispanic women.
Huh?
It's Janine.
Like my wife Janine. Lisa's my cousin.
Oh, I'm sorry. But you like them Hispanic. You start talking about merengue and a salsa.
I mean, my wife knows how to dance. I like, honestly, I like when I dance, I can't dance like a lot of people to hip hop music. And I'm black, y'all. I don't.
Wait a minute, just you black?
You're black?
I'm white. No, I'm white. Actually, I'm white, black on the outside. So I can't dance. Yes, I do a two-step. That's all I do. I do boogie, but when it comes to salsa, merengue, the hip, I can do that.
They hot.
And the thing is, black people and white, we not trying to point fingers. It's about adapting to your surroundings. We know how to do it faster than some people don't. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to adapting to your surroundings, some people can adapt to music easier than some other person can adapt to music.
I think we'll all agree that for the most part, white women got no butt. But the question is,
that's true.
It is true.
I can agree, but I've seen some black women with no butts. I've seen some Hispanic women without no butts.
Almost
the way I've seen it,
Hispanic women with no butt. Never.
If Hispanic women, I say it like this. This is just my experience. Anytime I seen a Hispanic woman with upper body, she had no backside, no butt. But if she had a butt, she had smaller top. It was rare. Rare.
I have never in my life seen a Latin woman or a Hispanic woman with no butt.
Well, you forget, I was in the military.
Well, you got me there.
I don't see Baywatch. I don't see the Baywatch.
I separate myself from the both of you because I don't look at women's body parts. I just concentrate.
Oh, you're an angel.
I concentrated on their face.
On their mind.
Well, when
I take in the information they want to give to me.
Right.
When I see somebody walk towards me, I look head to toe. I got the whole visual right there in front of me. I don't need to wait. Once you get up on me, I'm in your face. I'm looking at you. I'm not looking down.
When the end of times come and they make a tally of the butts, you think the black women or the Hispanic women are going to have better butts?
Blacks. It's natural. Hispanic women, they have to.
I think Instagram. I think Instagram would disagree with you.
No. The reason why I say this, I mean, you find me unless you go to Rio de Janeiro, unless you go to that island where you want to see the magazine women. That's what I call it, magazine women. That's when that exotic. When you go, I can't never see them chicks I see in the magazine that the bottle shape. When you go to international countries, or you might go to Miami, but if that person is not natural, it's because she got juices in her,
or those
plastic,
those fake. They do
but
the ass implants now.
You get I say a category, and I'm not. It's natural women out there, and there's non-natural women out there. Natural women, blacks, white, Hispanics, Mexican, it doesn't matter. Asian, you put, boom, I want a natural at an age group. You got to go to age category. I want a person ranging between 20 and 30, nice, slim, trim. Find that one. I want you to find a Hispanic woman. Find that one. Find a Caucasian person, Asian church, and you get me. You got to go to get the best one, all natural. Here's Sonny. I knew he was going to do that. I seen that picture. Don't do that. That's nasty. That's nasty.
Well,
I
I
seen that
think
picture.
for the integrity of the podcast, all three of we gentlemen agree that if you're a lady and you have no butt, we respect you, we sympathize, we empathize with you, and we don't judge you. I mean, we judge you a little bit, but we ignore that. We ignore it and put it aside.
I didn't say that, y'all. Murphy did. So I don't judge. I just say you got to appreciate what you was given.
That's
I understand that sometimes you want to show a little something. You need something to get that little extra oof in your daily routine when it comes to men's search. But
just watch out for.
I'm looking. I've seen stuff. It's never turned out to be
So
a
you gotta
positive
watch out
thing.
for those fake asses, y'all.
It's never turned out to be a positive thing when women change their body and pay for it.
That's
you're
right.
You're gonna pay all that money, and then eventually you gonna have to take that stuff back out because it's altering. It did something to
It
you.
doesn't work.
Right. It's a hit or miss, and all it's been a miss. I mean, even the people that's got to maintain, they got to maintain it.
I agree with Bill Burr about the plastic surgery thing. You got to wait more time. You got to wait till they work out the bugs.
I just say don't do it at all. I mean, just imagine you have a wife or a girlfriend that likes to get her butt slapped. You know what I'm saying? But you know she just got injections. So you can't slap it like you used to. You can't even do too much hard damage to it because why are you going to put an imprint? You might pop it. You might damage it. No, dead ass. I'm dead serious, bro. You laughing.
It just sounds funny.
It's funny. It is funny, but it's the truth, bro. I'm telling you, I've heard the stories. Being in Jersey, when I got out the military, I'm out there. I'm just finally out there.
A lot of asses popping in Jersey.
No, I went to. I've been to the strip club. Just not them Atlanta, Magic City enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't really go to strip clubs. Not rarely. I rarely go to strip clubs, bro.
It never
happens. The ones I went to, it was natural, and then you could tell the fake. Obviously, most of the strippers have fake breasts. A lot of them do. And I've seen some terrible ones. I've seen some terrible butts, bro. I seen a butt so big. If she sits down, it looks like she'll pop.
Jesse, let me tell you something. I actually got sent on a business project to go to the Cosmetic Surgeons Scientific Conference, and 2/3 of the tracks were about what to do when something went wrong. And like the people that went to that conference, for the most part, were products of their own product, and it looked like it was a fucking ET convention.
Oh my God.
It was horrible.
How do you get invited to this shit?
They pay. If they're paying, I'm going.
It's like going to a car show.
Yeah.
Seeing all the different cars, taking pictures.
But I want to talk about something serious for a second. Now, a lot of women, after they've had children, have stretch marks, and they're beautiful. And I say this is like tiger stripes. They got to be proud of them, like they're tigers. Those are your tiger stripes. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's natural. That's all. If you birth my child, and I gave you stretch marks. The only funny thing I'm gonna say is like they did with my tooth. Damn, my baby fucked you up. That's all I'm gonna say. That's the only thing I can. Especially if you got a big ass baby, knowing you got a football player as a husband, and he come out, man, my baby fucked your ass up. Damn, you see all the stretch marks? Whoa! But then it's all about working out. Speaking of working out, y'all seen my challenge this morning? It's every day. That's what I do. It's working out. You got to work out. You got to be consistent, y'all. It's all about staying consistent.
Now, Jesse, going back to the racism comment. So it's not been your experience that Florida or Texas was more or less racism than Jersey.
Yes, it's more racism not in Jersey. I haven't I haven't had no experience with somebody being racist to me in Jersey. No.
Yeah, because we hear all the time because we happen to live in Florida. Florida's a southern state. Oh, you southern crackers, you're all racist. And I'm just sitting there thinking, we got the sunset, we got the beaches, we got shrimp and grits, we got okra, we got all kinds of good food.
Crab legs.
I mean, and now, Sonny, I know in Connecticut you got all kinds of seafood. I get that.
No. I was just gonna say that I just think it's certain parts of. I think northern Florida is closer to the south, like the traditional south, than we are. Like
Well,
down here, like past
Pensacola, you know?
Tampa, bro. It's like normal.
I mean,
I
if
spent a lot
we
of
was
time
in the
in
Keys,
Pensacola.
then that'd be the furthest south you can go.
Yeah. But like as far as Florida being like part of the traditional South, I really just think it's northern Florida, like Jacksonville area.
Well, let me ask a question about that because I lived in Pensacola and we're like Louisiana. It's like, so when you go up there and you crest that Gulf from Pensacola through Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and you don't think there's black people in Louisiana? I mean, in New Orleans?
Well, of course there is, but
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying, like, I've personally experienced racism, not against me, but I've seen it like firsthand when we came down. My wife and I, before we moved to Florida, the first time, or well, the only time, but before we moved to Florida, we thought about moving to Florida. So the first place we went was Jacksonville, and we started asking
Oh,
questions.
send me the I'm sorry. Send me the link.
We started asking questions to the people that live there. You know, what's it like to live here? Or, you know, what do you think of the area? And oh my God, like they were so open. They were just like throwing themselves under the bus. Like,
Now,
oh, yeah.
I've seen a lot of religious discrimination. So if you're not evangelical, you might get busted. You know, if you're a Catholic, if you're Jewish, if you're an atheist, you're a Satanist, they might throw some eggs at you for that.
It's just weird how they just went right into racism. Like, I'm like, what's it like to live here? And they're like, well, you know, the last person to leave Miami took the American flag with them. You know, like shit like that is what we got back.
I don't even know what that means.
They're basically saying there's no white people in Miami, is what they meant by that.
Well, the bread is good. You guys had some of that Cuban bread?
Yes, I've been to Miami.
That's some good bread.
But they were, you know, they just made a lot of like Kara and I were just odd. We went back to Connecticut and we were like, God damn, they're racist in Jacksonville.
I've heard Jacksonville is own little Florida. They're so different from everybody else in Florida.
Yeah.
That's their own.
Well, what are you saying, Jesse?
This is from my wife. She's been here longer. I've only been here for 2 years. So my observance of what I've seen is just for me driving Lyft and on and off with Uber. That's how I really got to understand my interpretation of Florida. And Bradenton, Sarasota.
Maybe we should get you and Sonny and Hispanic to go up to Jacksonville with a table. You put those things over the table. You can put like, "Are you a racist? Come talk to me."
And you know what's gonna happen? You know what's gonna happen?
We're gonna
probably have some cops pull up and say they gotta call
Yeah.
3 white guys and 2 white guys and a black dude disturbing the peace.
Yeah, exactly.
And they'll come really quick because y'all said black guy.
But we could have some donuts. We have a couple boxes of donuts.
And some
We'll
coffee.
be like, "Officer, donuts."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that might work. I mean, with a Dunkin' Donuts hat.
Right.
Or what's that one? What's that place in California? The big donut, that big ass donut on top of the roof. It's
It's
always it's in
the movies,
Friday
yeah.
after next. It's a famous donut shop.
I forget what it's
Lisa, I know you're still there. What's the name of that donut shop? That's in California. She knows.
She lives in LA.
Yeah. I think that's where it's at. It was in Friday after next, the one with the last Friday.
I'll tell you this about
The
California.
donut shop. Huh?
They're Pink's hot dogs. That's not a bad hot dog. That's a decent hot dog.
What hot dog?
It's called Pink's. They do a decent hot dog.
Pink's hot dog. I never heard of that.
That's all right.
I heard of
I'm a hot dog gourmet.
Hot dog gourmet.
That's right.
I gotta look that up. Never heard of that.
I love hot dogs.
Okay. So since I see that you're a hot dog eating person, are you a physical? You like to work out sometimes?
Well, shit. If we weren't in like some type of COVID thing, I'd be over at Sonny's causing a
Yeah,
ruckus. If I could.
he's a jujitsu.
Oh yeah.
He's
Okay, so
he's a jujitsu black belt. He's probably been a jujitsu black belt longer than I've been training.
I want to see you and Sonny go at it. I want to see y'all.
Well, Sonny always puts my ass.
It's
Oh, it's my mama.
it's not anything exciting to watch two old men grapple. trust me.
My
What I got to
mama.
say, Jesse?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Mama?
Hello, mother.
Hi, guys. How y'all doing?
Good. How you
All
doing?
right, good.
I'm doing all right.
Okay, so he's a jujitsu black belt.
I've been listening to your show.
Oh, turn your
Can you
volume down.
Volume down.
My computer. Which one? Stop.
The one
What
you're
did you-
watching it from.
Mama, it's not anything exciting to watch.
Okay. Wait a minute.
Jesse, Mama, you may have two windows
Well,
open.
don't call me mama, first of all.
Yes, ma'am.
Guys, how y'all doing?
Good.
You doing all right? So I'm watching. Oh, snap. Wait a minute.
There you go.
Oh, God. All right. Wait a minute. Here I go.
All right,
So
there you go.
can you
There
still see me?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's much better.
I got to go back.
Now you good, ma?
You're okay. All right. You know me. I'm listening to the show. I want to be on my computer so I can see y'all bigger. I don't know because I hate being little on the screen, but anyway. I was listening to your show, and I was listening to the comments in regards to the racism in Florida, the racism in Texas. And Jesse is my son is shy and saying things. I guess he don't want to, he wasn't raised to be sarcastic. Me and my husband, he was raised in a 2-family household. His father was raised military, and his father was also raised down in Kentucky on a military base and watched a young black boy get hung. And they were going to hang his father, him and another white boy. They were watching the hanging in the woods because they ran away from the base trying to be slick to get high and smoke joints. And they ran into a truck, a pickup truck. They followed the pickup truck, and lo and behold, it was the Klan. And they had a young boy, and they hung that young boy. And Jesse's father and the young other boy with him ran all the way back to the daggone base. And when he got in the house, he told his uncle, who was at the time a sergeant, and he told his uncle what he saw. And his uncle had to protect him because the next thing the MPs came and told him that your nephew was off the base. And he said, yeah, I know. And when my husband told them what he saw, they countered my husband as a menace to society. And they kicked him off the base and told him that he wasn't allowed to come back on the base. And which at the time, his uncle was taking care of him because my husband didn't have a father. So his uncles, he had 3 uncles in the military, both of them, it was 2, and all 3 went to the Air Force at the same time. One was a Air Force, he was the captain in the Army for Indian Affairs, because we're part Cherokee and Cuban. The other one was a communications captain in the Army up in Plattsburgh in New York. And Uncle Eddie was a 3-time vet in Vietnam back in the day. So all 3 of them had a touch in Jesse's life as being in the military. Far as racism, Uncle Eddie told him not to join the Navy because in the Navy, they can push you off the boat and you'll never get noticed being missing. And it's true because my cousin was in the Navy. And the Marines, you'll be called a nigger every day because my brother was in the Marines and he said, I can't go back to the Marines. So he went AWOL just so he wouldn't be called a nigger every day. And my uncles, all of them went and served in the Army on my father's side, but they never repeated because of the racism. So the racism is deep in Florida, deep, 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 all of that. My great-grandparents were slaves in Florida. My great-grandmother my great-grandmother was taken from Africa. I've traced my whole roots all the way from Africa, all the way to St. Thomas, Jamaica. She was pregnant and they sold her for $27 to a man named Robert Taylor. And he took her from Georgia to Cuba, where my great-grandmother was born. And there, they actually didn't separate her from having a husband. They didn't separate them from the kids. All of my family grew up in a house And what they did was my great grandfather, yeah, he bought 160 acres of land in Florida. Where's that land at? I still got the deed papers on the ancestry papers. I have all of that. But did they trace us to see if anybody was alive to build on that land? Nope. But I'm going to find out in the Florida archives in Tallahassee where the fuck my land at. That's what I want to know. Who did that? Who got my land and who's still sitting on that shit and ain't saying nothing to nobody? Because I even got the south, what is that? The longitude, latitude, and all of that shit. I got all of that.
Wouldn't that
in the
be something
archive
if you got that land back?
What will happen? Somebody gonna be utterly mad because a black person owned that shit. That's what's gonna happen. Because it's in a southern state. Black people ain't supposed to own guns, land, clothes.
Anybody can own a gun.
We don't supposed to be in commercials. We don't wash our ass. A lot of things that stereotyped people to think that when you, like they told the Chinese, learn how to say nigga, so this way when you get there, they won't go in your store. Why? Why are you gonna learn them how to be racist? And they part black because they got Chinese. You know they got black people in China all the way up in the damn mountains. They're called Inuits. Inuits, they're Indians. The Inuits travel all over the world. All over the world. China has black people with afros, hair like mine. Cubans are not white. They only got white because the Europeans raped every damn body. Arawak Indians are not white. They were my color. My great-grandmother was an Arawak Indian. The Western Plains, the Indians out there in the Western Plains, Kansas, Missouri, all of those mountains, all those names are Indian names. Every one of them was my color. Because when Columbus didn't know where the fuck he was at, and when the Indians started coming out the damn ground all over the place, everywhere he went, and when he went back to Spain, what did he tell that little 14-year-old girl? Damn, everywhere I go, I see black people. Oh, well, you know what? Here, take this book, go back where you came from, and teach them about this Christianity. First of all, Indians ain't even know what the fuck you talking about. We don't speak this language, English. We speak native. Whatever the language they were speaking, the Aztecs, the Mayans, it was ripped from them by the Bible, that book. To beat in them and saying they're beating and cutting off they stripping babies out of women's stomachs saying, I'm doing this in the name of the Lord. If you don't obey me, I'm going to continue to do this in the name of the Lord. So slavery was conquered by the Catholic Church, I hate to say this, to bring people back to take care of this fucking wilderness ass Turtle Island. It was never called America. It was called Turtle Island. Turtle Island. You know why? That's all was the fuck around here was turtles. That's all the Indians sold was turtles. That's it. Maryland. Why you think they got a big ass turtle in the University of Maryland? Because that's all was around until, sorry, here come Europeans. They didn't even have the letter J. Who wrote that book? William Shakespeare and King James wrote the Bible, first of all. Get that straight. Because there were no J's back in the day of Jesus. So how they make up the name Jesus? They were Egyptians.
Yes,
the J didn't get invented until 1680 fucking 4. So how you writing the Bible for something that happened in Egyptian times and you writing this shit in 64? How that happen?
Oh, I can tell you that I can neither
domination and systematic racism, because what they did, they took that book and they took 6 million per ship. Every time they went back, they kept bringing 6 million people. 6 million people. How the fuck we get over here? Now you don't want us over here. You brought us the fuck over here. And now you mad at us because we ain't cleaning the damn house and giving titty to the baby and doing the farm and plucking wheat and picking cotton and getting our heads cut off, dick cut off, baby snatched out. Yeah, and you know what they used to do?
Can I ask one question?
Hold up. I'm giving history, then I'm gonna answer your question. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna answer your question. But this is history of the southern states. This is only southern states. States that were Confederate. Even after slavery, Confederacy came up, the Klan. The Klan still was mad because it was the cops in the Klan. So the cops knew where everybody lived. So how you think the Klan?
That's how they do it.
Ain't no big ass white man gonna come up with a hat, turn it to the side, and say, you know what? Johnny Brown live down the hill. He making more money than me. I'm gonna go burn his farm down. Really? Really? Who made you say that? The cops did. Made you jealous of that black man. That's a little teeny plot of corn he got. And you too lazy to plot your corn. So you and the cops gonna go down there and burn Johnny's corn. Now Johnny come down, oh shit, what the fuck? But y'all standing there and said, Johnny, you plot another plot of corn, we gonna burn it down again. Why the fuck you messing with Johnny? What did he do?
But
So now Johnny and his wife gotta pick up and
That's
go
what it was.
somewhere else. That's all it was. We pick up and move. We pick up and move. Pick up and move. Now where we at today? We ain't moving. Where we gonna go?
All right, I
This
only
shit
have one,
all over
I only
the
have
world.
one question. If we
Newark
can't
was
call
never
you-
racist.
Ma, let him talk.
we can't call you Jesse
Hey.
Mama, what should we call you?
I'm not a mama, boy. I'm gonna call you boy.
Ma,
You call me
chill,
mama
chill,
again.
ma, chill
I
out.
don't know what to
Ain't
call
no
you.
boys, ain't no
I'm his
mamas.
mother,
But you're
we-
his mother. But ma'am, what should I call you?
Miss Beverly. Miss
There you
Beverly
go.
is
Miss
good.
Beverly.
Miss Beverly, I'll start with that.
No shit. right?
There's nobody getting mad. Ain't no arguments.
Oh,
Let's
this is
keep
just
it-
a
let's
history
keep it
class.
straight.
JD, shut up.
Jesse, I
No,
don't
Ma,
mind.
this is not a
I
history
love-
Now,
class.
Miss Beverly, I know
We,
you,
we only
JD,
got
be
to
quiet. Let your
no.
friends talk.
Stop.
Miss Beverly.
Stop.
I know you smoke. I think it might be time for a blunt.
Oh, snap. Now I'm going to shut myself down and go off your show.
No,
JJ, I'll
hell no.
later.
Do it on the show.
I'll let you go
I like the
because
hit.
he insulted me with a blunt instead of just saying what he had to say. That was his question. That was your question.
Ma, stop. So you're assuming he's
Miss
saying
Beverly.
that because you don't got to get off the show. But if you're going to take what he just said to you, he's saying that you can smoke
That's
while
not a
you
question.
talk.
That's
No,
not a
that's not.
question.
He's not even saying for
I
you to
would-
get off the show.
I just
You just said
Hey,
that.
ask me the question. That's what I want.
Miss Beverly, I just want to say thank you for raising Jesse and coming on the show. And I enjoyed that history lesson. And I think you lent a lot of flavor to the show today. I hope you come back.
Absolutely.
Stay on.
I love what you had to say.
Thank you. I'm not leaving, JJ. Mommy's not leaving.
I didn't say you what you just said. Oh, I guess I'm getting kicked off the show. Like you said that.
I think we're about to see a domestic here.
No, I'm not. I ain't gonna about to see
I want to
nothing.
know. I want to keep on going. I want to interact
All right.
with
So
you.
okay, it's 10 minutes per person. If this is a good
All right, my 10
conversation,
minutes is up.
just let everybody talk. I
Well,
get it. Okay.
So, Miss Beverly,
Just
here's my
let
second
people,
question.
no, I'm just let people talk. Let everybody talk. Let everybody get an opportunity to talk. That's what I'm saying. Smoke your blunt, roll up something. We're gonna talk. If you don't want to stay on the show, Bill, Murray, if you don't want to stay on the show, if I don't want to stay on the show, if Sonny want to cut this thing short, we will cut it short, and then we're gonna do it again on Monday.
This is the
It's-
best show you ever had.
Yeah, I mean, it's always a good show. I just
I'm listening to the
this is
show.
one thing. This is one thing. This is one thing. This is one thing that we try to control on this show, and that's arguing and getting
I'm
all crazy.
arguing, JJ.
I'm not saying you are, so stop saying that. What I'm saying is, he said it's time for you to roll a blunt. Because what is he doing? So all he's saying is just roll a blunt, sit back and chill out. We're gonna continue this conversation. Bill want to say something. We gave you 10 minutes to 10 minutes of speaking. That's we were just trying to get everything back and forth. He wanted to get something in, but you kept going.
I just want everybody to feel good. That's all.
Miss
She's sleeping.
She don't want to hear me talk. She don't want to hear me talk. It's all good.
Jesse. And I just want to say thank you to mothers everywhere because it took a lot of work to make a man like Jesse. So thank you as a mother.
And Jesse is a good man.
That's
Thank
right.
you very much. I appreciate that.
He's
Appreciate y'all,
right.
fellas. I appreciate y'all.
no, we appreciate
love
you,
you, Jesse.
man.
We love your mom.
appreciate your service. We appreciate your contributions to music and to
Speaking of music,
oh yeah,
let's take a pause. Everybody, just look at the screen. Sonny got something to show everybody.
Oh, we're doing that now. All
Yeah,
right.
we're gonna do that. And Facebook, we own this, so don't mute this fucking session because they muted me for the last show we did, and I don't know why because I don't realize playing anything musically. So Facebook, you should already had this thing ready.
Should have had it.
Oh yeah, you should have had it ready.
All right, you guys ready?
I'll let you introduce this.
This is a new single. It's going to be on an upcoming album. but it certainly fits the times. So I just gotta get it on the screen, and we'll get it going. See what you guys think of it.
Rest in peace to all the lives lost to this unfair system that we live in, you know? Because there's clearly an evil in this world that needs to be removed. Or we can even think of improving shit, you know? So if we're gonna fight, we better hit the enemy where it hurts and stop playing around with this bullshit temper tantrum shit. Another black man getting murked by the cops while you pulling cans out, you a bird in the flock. And you talk about how you want the purging to stop all the murders, but you still serve on the spot. If you work at a job that supports Holocaust, and you ain't nothing better, you observe and you watch. Never say a peep cause you earning a lot from a bigoted boss, you just work till you drop. R.P. George Floyd, so sad for the fan. Put a knee on his neck like Cap on the grass. You be seeking respect like these acts on plan. They don't care one bit about your black little lads. Facts, only got a passion for cash. Think a little right, gonna have them attached like jams. Maybe all our actions are trash. No way, everything matches the plan. You trying to make changes, but we still dying on the pavement. Parents still crying, they are shaking. Why the killer still get a paycheck? Why we still looking in amazement? Acting like the man not dangerous. Acting like you so damn free cause you got your own car that you park on the goddamn slave ship. Jesus, another black man getting murked for some dumb shit. For police like the man was humongous, choking his ass after you handcuffed him. But there's no signs of the black man suffering. Bitches only listen to the media coverage, staying with their melanated brothers seeking justice. You be in the burb seeing shit you ain't accustomed. That's why you should never intervene in the subject. System corrupted, you ain't saying nothing, but get upset when the case start busting. Trained all of us to be slaves and puppets. Now we all running out the cage like fuck this. Know you all see it cause we tired of the shit. We gon' rise and strive, it's time to resist. If another man die with your eyes on the bitch, better put 5 bullets inside of his ribs. You trying to make changes, but we still dying on the pavement. Parents still crying, they are shaking. Why the killer still get a paycheck? Why we still looking in amazement? Acting like the man not dangerous. Acting like you so damn free cause you got your own car that you park on the goddamn slave ship. Jesus, we gotta think smarter. Tearing up the streets won't harm them. Preaching about peace won't start it. If you're still living underneath its targets, they don't want you ever being free. You a product. You're the fuel to the world they have conquered. Why you think you getting killed off in the streets every day and everybody just prays for the martyr? I don't wanna play around anymore. No more. We can all get together, make a plan so we never have to lead on our own ourselves. Cause it seems like when we unite, they can never really keep us controlled. No. So we gotta fight back. If all lives matter, you gotta let it show. Cause so far I don't really know. I don't wanna play around anymore. No more. We can all get together, make a plan so we never have to lead on our own ourselves. Cause it seems like when we unite, they can never really keep us controlled. No. So we gotta fight back. If all lives matter, you gotta let it show. Our black lives wanna have hope. You know, we need to fight together as one race. And destroy the evil that's in the world today. Let's go. Understand, we all got a choice to make. Fight for another and avoid the hate, or we can get paid to enjoy the pain of another human life, cause there's more to gain. So all I'm gonna say is we have to unite. See an injustice, act on sight before another cop tries to snatch your life. Keep your eyes wide cause you have no right. You're trying to make changes, but we still dying on the pavement. Parents still crying, they are shaking. Why the killer still get a paycheck? Why we still looking in amazement? Acting like the man not dangerous. Acting like you're so damn free cause you got your own car that you park on the goddamn slave ship. Jesus.
Dope video produced by this man next to me. Lyrics by Northside Nate, he up in Canada.
It made me cry.
I'm sorry.
We all saw that.
I don't want to make you cry, but I'm
No,
glad.
it was.
But I'm
it
glad
was
that I'm.
It's a beautiful video. It's just, it's like.
But I'm glad that my music was able to touch you. Honestly.
Cause I've been
It's all right, Ma.
Yeah, it's okay. Take your time.
I saw myself. I saw myself marching in the 60s for the same thing. Then I feel so consumed with all of this, at 67, it's just so much. These kids is going through something that's been 600 years. And it just filled me up. Because I saw myself again marching in the marches when I was in Newark, fighting for student, just for our school books, how the mob was taking money and the riots, how it took 50 years for my city to get pretty again, all because of racism. And that just touched my heart. And it was a beautiful video. I really appreciate what you did. It filled a lot of blessings. I just cried today because I was always feeling like I didn't have enough or I wasn't good enough, even with my family. I always had to think if I help everybody, that it would be a reward. I didn't care about what I went through as long as everybody else was happy. And today I cried because I saw my grandkids and my sons for the first time as adults. And I'm always giving praise to the men that I had in my life, all the things that they did, but really inside they were just there because I've always did for my kids. I always pushed for them and always wanted them to be individuals so they can have their own mind and not listen to nobody telling them what to do. That's why JJ is like he is, because we gave them freedom of speech.
I was going to
We
say,
never
you
told-
succeeded. You succeeded.
We never told them to shut up, go in the room, be quiet. I don't want to hear it. Never said that. Never. Because if you do that to your kids, they're going to grow up crazy. Junkies, killers, anything other than positive. If you hide from them, they're going to be other than positive. Whatever you do and they see you do it, you better fucking explain why you do it. And that's what I had to do with them. So today, that video showed me that I got a lot of blessings. And I appreciate everything that I've got since my husband's been gone, because I carried forward. I went forward. I didn't stop. Man, I'm so proud of you, son,
Nice,
for
man.
making it to Texas. Because they was going to kill you. And I told you that. They was going to kill you, JJ. Those soldiers.
I know. I'm always ready. Because I was in. I
Listen,
understand.
these are my feelings. Because I saw dreams that you didn't have. I had a lot of bad dreams about you being down there. And that hurt my heart. What you told me, how they treated you. So when I said get out of Texas, I meant that shit. It ain't because of your friends. It ain't because of the military. It was because of what I saw in my dream. And I saw them killing you. Actually. I saw it.
Well,
I
you don't have
woke
to worry
up.
about that now because he's a tough bastard,
I know.
and his downstairs
He's all
neighbor's
right.
got his back.
All right.
So
I'm happy that my son is all right. Shit can happen. PTSD can happen for me on my job. I've been there for 30 fucking years. I mean, come on. Anybody can get that. So right now, we are all in a new form of PTSD. Racism is some heavy dealing shit. Because now you got to actually figure out a way to talk to people, walk with people, breathe next to somebody without them snapping. All that shit is not going to affect us. It's going to affect white people more than it's going to affect black people. Because they're not used to it.
but look at the positive dialogue that we had today.
Yes, that's why I'm crying.
This is what we need more of. We just need to listen to each other because
That's the problem.
Right. It's like all the hate that you see is on TV and social media, and it's away from us. But but in real world, I see Jesse. I'm like, hey man, what's up? He's like, hey, what's good?
Want smoke?
Yeah, want smoke?
Want smoke?
People don't. You know how you can tell a person doesn't have black association? We're not gonna call it friends no more. We're gonna say black association. When you bring a little white child into a black face and they start crying. Yeah, and they got a black nanny, but you don't bring them outside of the white environment. So when they are in an area where they have so much diversity, that kid is going like this. On my job, I work for Ross Stores, most diverse place in the world. All the women that make big money, 300,000 plus, 500,000 plus, they all got black women taking care of their kids. What is that? You can't no, and all of them paid the college, the kid. The one lady had her nanny since she was 18. Paid for the girls' college.
That's like
Paid
in the history of sports.
Living nanny.
That's like in the history of sports. If you look at
she
any
paid
white
for that
family,
college,
any white couple, they have a black child,
everywhere.
black son that plays football. So I mean, it's
what
what they've been doing over the years. Having a black nanny is no different than having a white parent that got a black son that plays football.
Okay, so check it out. So now, when the kid sees me at the reception's desk, like all the people around her ain't black, but me. So when I say hi, Becky, or whatever the freak the girl name is, I'm not trying to. My little girl's name was Alicia. And she looked at me like I was crazy. She never said hello. She never opened her mouth. She just stared at me like I was this painting on the wall. And her mother said, Alicia, speak to her. I said, don't force your child to speak to me. She said, but this is not right. This is not good. Why? Why ain't it good? You never showed your daughter black people, so she don't know what to say. So now she making you look like an idiot. Because all of that smiling and grinning you do on the job don't make up shit because your daughter never saw a black woman before. So now Alicia looking at me all while her mother talking to me like, why my mother talking to this lady? What is the hell? She looking at me like I'm strange. And I was laughing at the mother. Now I'm laughing at the mother. She came out after the nanny came back, picked the kids up, took them back home because she wanted to see her kids for the day because it's kids' day at the job. After everybody left, now she's feeling guilty. I'm still on the reception's tip, answer the phone, blah, 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 doo-dah, doo-dah. Here she comes at my desk and she says, Bev? I'm like, yeah? Now I'm wondering, now why are you back? I just want to say, I feel so bad about what my daughter did. I said, your daughter didn't do nothing to me. Why are you saying that? I said, that's a little girl. Why are you saying she did something? She said, she did. She didn't speak to you. I said, well, that's your fault. She says, what? I said, yeah, you figure it out because I ain't want to start nothing on a job. I said, that's you figure it out. And then she said, oh, okay. I said, but I'm not mad at your daughter nor you. I said, that's something you have to figure it out. And then she left me. And she never turned around and asked me what I mean. Never. But the next time her daughter said, I want to sit out in the front with Beverly next time. She came to the job and she sat out in front with me. Didn't say shit, just sat out in front with me. Now all the kids want to sit with. Every kid that come in, the parent always say, well, you want to sit out here with Bev? One time they said, no, I want to go with you. She said, sit out here with Beverly. I'll be right back. So the kid did. Next thing her sister, what are you doing? Me and Bev dancing to the music. I'm dancing. Got them all over dancing, doing track meet, how to start at the track meet, all kinds of stuff. These two little girls, I found out, was so into diversity. They told the little brother, why are you being racist towards the lady that was on the elevator? And he said, I wasn't. She just kept looking at me. They said, well, that's not nice, Bobby. And you need to check yourself. But I'm like, wow, that's beautiful. These little girls are only 6 and 7 years old. Where'd that come from?
It's all about what the parent teaches. If the parent ain't going to teach, parent teaches you racist to be racist. That's all. It's all about being taught. You ain't born it. It's how you taught. 7
layers of skin between the belly and the baby. That baby hear everything you say in that house before 9 months to come out your coochie. So there's no way that baby can't hear. They know daddy's voice can never come out. That's mommy, because they hear those two voices in the womb. So yeah, it's gonna hear this. Every argument, everything. When me and Jess used to argue when I was pregnant with JJ, Jess used to kick me. Boom. I'm like, dang, ow. I said, okay, we can't argue no more because the baby hearing it.
Yeah.
So I had to change the way I was a housewife. So 4 years of being a housewife, I had to learn how to be pregnant, don't make noise, how to be a positive parent so my kids won't be crazy ass motherfuckers.
That's
And
what
they
we
all
all want for our kids is so they grow up
and
and
my
not be
kids
crazy.
are not crazy ass motherfuckers. All of them, I was well, when I was high school, the oldest one, Elliot, I was a cheerleader. And the band. So all he heard while the 7 months in my stomach was football players, yo, yeah, cheerleaders, band, because I'm still in high school. All of that. So Elliot came out knowing how to flip uh, music in his head. He was born in that world of loudness. JJ, when I was pregnant with him, I was a housewife. I was home a lot. I never went out. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke weed. I was just doubly pregnant with a baby. So I took care of the house, and he's the same way. He's a homebody. He stay in the house. He don't go out. He cleans
Stay in the
up.
house now because it ain't nothing to do. We be already in the house.
You was wombed that way. David, when I was pregnant with David, even though me and his father was both working, I working in retail, and while I was 9 months pregnant with David, all he heard was sales reps and buyers and cash machines because Macy's, I was pregnant in Macy's. So getting on the bus, traveling, back and forth, up, down. But David never, he was the worker bee. 2 jobs, back and forth, never home, 1 day job, 1 night job. I said, figure something out, son, figure something out. He said, Ma, I can't help it. I don't know why. I said, I do. It was me. So people don't even think about the thin ass layers of skin that we have that kids can hear through all of that. And they got to realize what you say at home, they take it outside, especially when the kids go, shit, who told you that? I heard it at home. Damn, who told you that? My daddy. Fuck, what? Oh my God, who told you that, Bob? Oh, you, mommy, everything.
Well,
And then when people want to know why they going through this stuff, you
Jesse,
got to raise
this.
kids.
In all of your travels with the military and all your travels from this state to another state and all of your life, what was the 1 or 2 things, the 1 or 2 foods or gestures of love or word or songs or remembrances about your mother that you would think of that would help get you through?
When I was in the military?
Whatever the hardest time in your life was, what the 1 or 2 things from your mother.
The hardest time, the hardest time, honestly, everybody would think it's Iraq. That's the scariest time. The hardest time for me was actually in Korea. The first time I left the country. That's my first time letting my feet walk out this country and land someplace else. I was homesick. I think it was the 2nd, 3rd month, because like when I first got there, immediately after I in process, I got to my unit. Like a week later, we out in the field for 2 weeks. And with the engineers, we are in the field every month. Every month. It could be the first week, it could be 2nd week. You're going to the field next month. You already guaranteed that. And you're out there for 2 weeks. So my first field problem, I was thinking about my mom, my family. I say that because my father was still here. No, 2000. No, he actually died the year before. He died in 2001. So he died the year before. So my first time, the following year, I was in Korea on close to my father's anniversary of his death. It was so cold. The only thing I can think about was back home in Jersey. Not Alaska, not Kansas. Being back home in Jersey when it was snow out, when shoveling the snow in front of the house, you see that mushy ass snow, wet snow. Only thing I could think of was going outside with my little snow outfit on, looking like one of what's that kid from the Christmas Story.
Christmas Story, yeah.
That was me going outside in the snow in New Jersey, and that's all I could think of to not think about. Like I was missing home that bad. You know what I'm saying? I was married. I was missing I don't know what to think about. I'm missing my family. I'm missing my family. And I'm in Korea and I don't even know how to speak their language. You know what I'm saying? So that was the first time I was there was the worst time. I didn't like being there at all. I tried to make the time. I had to adjust, you know what I'm saying? But my first time being homesick, I thought about my mom, my family, and just being back in Jersey.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Miss Beverly, what's the one thing in your heart you think about Jesse that just makes you melt?
I already know what she's gonna say.
Gonna make me cry again?
She told me I could tell you to help her with the tears, keep her from crying. The only thing, and I will agree with her, that she said to me, she said, "I'm glad you survived a war." That's the biggest thing, and that's the only thing I will always take. That like I survived war. War is history. I'm part of history, and the history that I know and that I'm a part of, I know people that didn't make it. And then when I got the new not a new game, but I just recently got a game, Call of Duty World War II. And I thought I played that and I didn't. So I will always give respect to the vets from Vietnam, World War II, World War I, World War II, Korea War,
Vietnam,
if I didn't say that, because
Yeah,
they
that
didn't
was
have
the
the technology. If they paved the way for me to join 2 historical units. And only reason why I knew about them because of the movies that I watched. You know, old Ironsides, and First Cav. That's the biggest like military unit that I'm a part of that has so much history. Is the First Cav.
He got his uncle's medal when his Uncle Ralph's medal when Uncle Ralph made Sergeant Major. Yeah, the highest sergeant that could be made at the time before his uncle was captain. So JJ has his captain, his uncle's medal when he made sergeant. When JJ made sergeant, he got his uncle mailed him the medal. Uncle Eddie gave JJ the medal Uncle Ralph had.
And were you allowed to wear that, or did you have to?
Oh no, you can't wear this stuff.
Well, he can't wear that. That's in the little thing that the government gives you when you open up the little thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's in all of that.
Yeah,
that was JJ's present for graduating and getting sergeant stripes.
Yep, I remember that. I remember all that little stuff. I don't remember everything.
What made my heart melt was when he said he was coming home to Jersey, and we gave him a welcome home party, and all his family came, and he was the grin of life, the smile of cheeks. And everybody was there. Everybody came. All his uncles came out. And it felt good to have all 3 of my sons in the same place at the same time.
What's crazy about that? That felt like it should have felt when I came home from Iraq. I didn't get that welcome home thing. Only thing I did get from Iraq.
Because we were going through a whole lot. But I had a lot of melting moments, but I think the most heartwarming one was when I found out he was alive when he was in the hospital. And his wife, and I think I spoke to his wife and JJ, or one of them. I spoke to JJ, and he told me that he got the Purple Heart and the shrapnel. Some of the pieces were still in his body, and I was crying. And I just told him, first of all, I'm just glad that you're alive. The government got you. Pieces of metal of the government is in your body now, so you don't owe them shit no more. You don't owe them nothing. You don't owe them jack. You don't owe them shit to this day. That's why I said they owe you. Whatever you're supposed to get from them, get it. Whatever you supposed to, they don't owe you. Anyway, those are my feelings.
Yep.
Because in my family, all of my uncles served. I had one uncle that served in World War I. The one is either a product of a sharecropper. He was in the one of my uncles was he was a commissioning generals and sergeants. His job was giving you your medal, so he had to be big. Wow. Yeah, he was big. So I was proud of that. And then I had one of my uncles was 7'2". I think that's where all the came from.
7'2".
I hope he wasn't infantry.
2 inches tall, had green eyes and skin.
I said, I hope he wasn't infantry.
No, I think Uncle Flazell. His name was Flazell. He was a Mason.
Okay.
And
That must
yeah,
have
my
been hard.
I'm a
to do.
Mason, y'all. I'm a Mason, y'all. I'm just
yeah,
inactive.
Uncle Marcel was a Mason, and my Uncle Benny, he also served in the army. But when Uncle Benny got out, his name was Bennett. When he got out, he became a boxer, a trainer. He trained Joe Lewis. It was like Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard Robinson, the older guy. Robinson.
Sugar Ray
He
Robinson.
trained-
Yeah, that's the older
Yeah,
guy.
Sugar Ray Robinson, Marvin Hagler,
Woo!
all of those guys were in his training camp. So my
Is
uncle
that
trained.
for real?
Yeah, my uncle was a trainer. He used to box. My uncle was a actual.
And he trained those men.
Yeah, he trained Sugar Ray Robinson.
Well, that's
how to
actually a
box.
big deal. Holy shit!
Yeah, my uncle trained him how to box. And my father, James Brown's song "King Heron," my father wrote that poem. And James Brown had went to it's in jail. You write poems, and they call it the Book of Unknown Poets. And James Brown had found that book in the library, and he flipped through the book and he found this poem called "King Heron" by unknown poet, which was my dad. And he made the song. James Brown made the song about heroin, how heroin hurts your life. But that was really how my father wrote his life through a poem. And my father, yeah, we come from a pretty good history, but it was always backgrounds that you have to come from to get to where you're going. And I really look at how these young guys are people that when I was marching when I was 17 years old, 16 years old. They're in their 20s. Some of these people in their 50s, 60s that been marching all their life, black and white. And it's because white people had to get forced into being slave owners, or they were going to get killed. Y'all didn't know that? They were going to kill them all because they were friends with the Africans. They were friends with the slaves. They liked them. They hung out. Hey, we getting high. We hanging out. They playing drums. Next thing, the overseer, it's KRS-One. KRS-One made a song called Officer, Officer. But overseer came from policing, officer. Overseer came from, the police came from the overseer, the guy that cracked the whip and all of that shit. So what happened was I guess the Confederate or whatever told the white guys, look, most of them were Irish, and the Irish were poor. They was getting treated like shit over there with the Scottish. So what's the difference? So the Irish and all of them came over with the great race, with the Indians, with the Pole, all of that. But they were forced to become evil by the white man, forced the white man to do that. If you don't do this, your land going to get taken away from you, and you ain't going to have shit. So they forced them into slavery, and they became the overseers. And that's why we have the police today. That's where the police come from. Yeah, that's where the police come from.
One thing, Miss Beverly, I would encourage you to do, you don't have to do it, but we got the internet, we got these blogs and all that. You got a lot of history. So if you write it down on one of these blogs, God forbid, when you pass away, your son will have that, your grandkids will have that. You should write all that down.
I have a blog. I write all this down on my Facebook page, and I have written a story on my life and about the riots of Newark. I had to send that to my job. When I go back to work, I actually have to talk about this on my job because I had to send it to the HR department.
You can go to Fiverr and have somebody help you write the book.
I'm do that.
Make it into a book.
Well, Sonny and JJ, like probably JJ's being tortured by all this, but I love it. I love it.
It's
I
good.
think
history. But we do unfortunately have to get going, guys, because it's getting late.
I love hanging out with you guys today. I hope I didn't knock you out the box, JJ.
Miss Beverly.
Oh no,
hell
you're
no,
coming on.
it was great. Your
It's
perspective
pleasure.
was amazing.
What's your name, Hat?
Oh, me? I'm Bill Murphy. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Bill Murphy, you got a very famous name. You know our governor's name is Bill Murphy. His name's Phil Murphy. You related to him? You know you're Irish.
Well, I don't know. You know, the Irish, we weren't allowed to use condoms. There's a bunch of us.
That's how black people were. There's a whole lot of us. Look at all them damn Africans over there. There's millions of us. So
I just want to say on my end for everybody that's came out. I've been looking at my phone. I'm just gonna randomly say all the names that's coming through so they know they got acknowledged. I got my wife Janine, my cousin Lisa, a friend from high school Leslie, got Jeffrey, got Malia. He's a guy. It's just what his name is. Sarah Malia, John, Danielle, Anna, my mom, Stephen Vigor, my aunt Nell, my mom's sister, Mark Hayes, EJ Flanagan, Alex, Kara, Sonny's wife, Isaiah Phelps, my twin, my brother from another mother, Jesse James Velez, my man, he's a vet. Cedric Seymour, Stacy, my wife's friend, she's a nurse, first responder in the building. Who else? And my aunt Shelly, she's in the house. She just said what's going on.
Family.
So I just want to acknowledge everybody that on my end that
Right
came
on.
in and chimed in. Give everybody a shout out. If y'all have not been checking out the numbers,
Up all your damn time.
if you haven't checked out the numbers, y'all better look at how many people been on the show. And I think that
it was a pleasure.
Yes, it was
Thank
great to have you.
oh my bad. What up, Sherrod? What up, Sherrod? What up,
I mean no
Sherrod?
disrespect, but your mother is a beautiful lady. I had to get it out.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Phil.
Bill.
Oh,
Take the bill to Phil's fun.
Bill, like Bill
see,
Murray.
Bill in the bill. Bill in the bills. Bill in the bill. And
All
that's
right,
a
guys. Next
Peace.
time. Peace.
All right, Ma.
Wow. That was
Yes, that was a good show.
yeah,
I like that show.
quite emotional at times.
My mom is very energetic. We do actually get in sometimes. Y'all can see why I love my mom. So yes, we get into it sometimes, but at the end of the day, who don't get into it with their parents, with their mom?
That was pretty funny though. You were saving me because she was like, she had me in her sights, man.
Oh, she had that shotgun.
She zeroed in on me. She had that gun aimed at my ass.
Yeah,
And
she had that shotgun.
And you jumped in front of the bullet.
I took the shot, bro. I took the shot. That's what friends do. So y'all see how we do. He white, I'm black, Ebony Ivory, Michael Jackson, and what's his name? What's his name? Michael Jackson and damn. Ebony and I.
That's not Michael Jackson.
Yes, that is. No, yes, it is.
No.
Oh man, listen,
That's Paul McCartney.
Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson. Bro, I know what I'm talking about. I'm 46.
All right, we're gonna get to the bottom.
Am I Phil Collins? That's what Janine said. Phil Collins. I thought it was Paul McCartney and Michael Jackson, but it's the Ebony Ivory.
It was Paul McCartney and Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. I know it's a black guy. We all look alike, right? But nah, I love the song. It's the meaning behind it. Ebony Ivory. Ebony Ivory.
Whichever.
I'm going backwards. Either way, the black guy, the white guy,
Right.
guy, black, we both
Exactly.
are the same. We do the same thing. We act the same. We crazy. This is what we do. I took the shotgun blast from my mom and saved my friend from getting the shot. That's what friends do. We save each other. We got
But
each other back.
she went from potentially hating me to loving me at the end, so it was good.
Yeah, she's about to get the belt on me, and So, but that's what we do. That's what we do right here on the Crockett and Tubbs show. We like to fuck around, hang out, play around, joke, blah blah blah, have a good debate. You know, depending on the discussions, we can be a debate, a discussion. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but sometimes it'd be good. Sometimes it could be bad. Sometimes it get heated. That's what talking is about. That's what it is. So we appreciate everybody for coming out today, checking us out. I know we went further than where we was, and I know we started later than what we were supposed to have. So
I was napping.
yeah, blame the 10 minutes on him.
My fault.
But come back Monday. You already know the deal. Monday 420. Be back here. Oh, and because it's Friday, get a quick safety briefing. Don't beat your spouse. Rap it if you tap it. Don't drink and drive. Don't cause riots. Don't steal. Don't do dumb shit, people. Friday. Peace.
Peace. Oh, you know what we got to do? The other thing I
Uh-oh.
forgot. Should have had lined up.
Oh, so I got to keep going.
No,
and
you
say
know,
the
I mean, we can
things.
just kind of like look like idiots for a
So like
second.
idiots.
That was a good like.
Yeah, what y'all think of the show? What everybody think? Was it a good show? Something to talk about? Was it interesting? Did it make y'all sleep? Did it make y'all laugh? Whatever. I know my mom cried. It made some people cry. You know, that's what we do on our show. We make you feel like you should be feeling, like you want to feel. What is it?
I'm looking for the outro. There it is.
Here we go, y'all. She just let it play.
No, 'cause I
Oh,
gotta,
it's not
I gotta
even-
share the screen.
Ooh.
I gotta do all that. It's a very
Ooh. We don't have a technical guy here to work the board for us.
It's just
So-
me.
It's just Sonny. That's us, y'all. Click subscribe, hit that like button, and you will get the notifications when we go live. Yes, sir.